because we've become so disconnected. But the more that you work with these elements, the more that you spend time with the grandfather fire, in ceremony, in silent prayer. Every time that you spend time in ceremony with the water, with the women, in prayer, you're healing yourself and you're healing the planet. And that's what we need. We need to remember. That's part of the story of Goyolxauhqui, the fragmented goddess, as she begins to reform herself when she remembers. And so we all need to remember, become reintegrated, realize that you are water, that you are fire, that you are wind, that you are the earth, and that your awareness of all of these things is no less than the awareness it has of us. When you stand in front of a tree, like we're standing in front of these trees, and you might see it and think, oh, I see that beautiful tree. But guess what? That beautiful tree is aware of you too. That tree sees us too. That tree has a consciousness too, because it's fed by the same waters. The waters is the connection. It's a connection to ourselves. It's a connection to the Creator. It's a connection to the elements, to each other, to the animals, to the plants, to everything, because everything has water in it. And through your prayers and through your consciousness, how you walk, how you talk, how you speak, the awareness of how we produce toxicity by the way we walk in this world, by the way we interact in our everyday human relationships. We need to stop and we need to take pause, because that's the only way we're going to be able to listen to the messages that the ancestors and all those forces around us are trying to tell us, and we are not listening because we are disconnected. Please connect with the water. As often as you can, go to the rivers, go to the creeks. There's so many beautiful water places here in San Antonio. We're so blessed. Let's go sit there and pray. And that is the spiritual work we need to do so that we can stay healthy, so that we can remember. And if we have that awareness, we can treat the Mother Earth with the sacredness and respect it deserves. And so when we talk about the importance of water, we're talking about taking an active role in the healing of the planet and the healing of ourselves as human beings. Our people were spiritual people. We didn't need them to bring us religion. We live our religion, not just on Sundays, but every day. Thank you. I'm going to offer this prayer. This is the culmination of the spiritual philosophy of our people. What we call the Atlachinoli. It is the union of the fire and the water. Because fire is a masculine energy and water is a feminine energy. And when you bring the two, they form the sacred spiral, the DNA strand, that is the spark of life. And so it's the basis of our whole spiritual philosophy as indigenous people. So I offer this prayer for all of our people, from the four corners of this continent and to the four directions of this planet. I pray for all people, the red people, the black people, the yellow people, the white people. We all need prayers. This paradigm shift has to be with an awareness that we are one people. We cannot remain divided. Joshua Rian not Nahui akat milintika. Song costly. Tlawis kalpantiukli tetaw inta, tetaw inan. Kaonikin walwikat. Nonal waltewan, nostaktewan. Flash walwian makwil tonaleke. Sonep sinsinme. Insan ke imitwal, insan ke inchayawaka. Tlato konitakan. Nonal walteska. Kaniman aman no matkanewa no oshomoko na sipatona. Nikmati wewe, nikmati lama, nimiklan mati, nitopan mati. No matkanewa ni tlamakaski, ni nahualtukli. Tlashi walwian ayawit itson, pokli itson. Nonal chalchiwitlikwe, ista siwal. Tlashi walwian in antlazolteot, inti kwaton, inti kashok, inti tlawi, inti shape. Sinechitsti mamaniki yeyauki tlasoli, shushoki tlasoli. Oni huala ni tlamakaski, oni huala ni nahualtukli, shushoki tlalok, istak tlalok, manokatiwati, manokatimilacatzoti. Nomata newa, ni tlamakaski, ni nahualtukli, ni nahualtukli. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvette, so much. We really, really appreciate that. All right, before we go on to the poets, did Miss Carmen Tafoya want to make any announcements, any? Freezing temperatures, yes.
So that's all that I want to say is the blankets, the dry clothing, the protective gear that they will need because they are under attack.
Yes, please, by all means, purchase books, make donations. All the funds go towards the blankets, as well as just to help support the people who are fighting for clean water and for, well, Mother Earth. So please, by all means, check out the books right there on the table. Let's go ahead and get started. We have a nice little list here. First up, if she's here, Mariana. Please give a hand for Mariana. It just says A.
Hi. Thank you all for being here in Government. Thank you for asking me here. I'm reading a poem that I wrote really inspired by Carmen's poem, This River Here. I'm a native of Southside San Antonio and always have lots of people coming to visit, and a few years ago I had people from out of town that wanted to walk around downtown, and we stumbled upon a pretty horrifying event. Actually, it was the 175th anniversary of the fall of the Alamo, and it was highly militarized. I don't know how many of you were, if any of you were there. It had military bands, the Army band, and it had every single speaker, every person there was Anglo, with the exception of one descendant of Juan Seguin, and I'm real sure that that descendant really did not know the story of his ancestor. So it made me a little crazy, and I thought about Carmen. So actually, this is a poem I wrote for Carmen Tafoya and all who refuse to go unremembered. The title is Commemoration of the Alamo Dead, Crashing the 175th Anniversary Fiesta. I am the Coltecan who built your walls without believing, the mother who brought water from Yanaguana before you trapped it for tourists, who patted earth into a shape to hold the beans we scooped into mouths after hauling stones to the line you drew. I am the Tejana nobody remembers, whose hands planted fields, tended corn and squash, cooked tortillas you consumed with my body. The one who laughed at the kitchen table and fed our children, who saved land deeds, planning for the day you would leave. I am the Comanche who stripped the Spaniards of their horses, destroyed their mission and killed their priests, drove them to peace. Pitted against Apaches by Mexicans and Texans, forced westward until you corralled our Brazos home and stole the high plains too. I am the cottonwood you don't know the name for. I am the mouth of the river you cannot pronounce. I am the flowers you never saw, the birds you'll never own. I am the true story you stop your heart from hearing. We are all still here, more permanent than Anglo words echoed in a microphone.
And there's your entertainment. Gotta lift up that leg if you want to get on the stage. Whew. All right. My name is Rod Carlos Rodriguez, and I am the next one up to read. Thank you. And I wrote this one specifically for this event. And it's called Water for Standing Rock. Quenches my blood, these bones, in quiet homily. Bathes my heart, this soul, in pure love. Streams my eyes when sad or happy or angry. Has no interest in money or power or politics. Struggles against nothing but the moon, the sun, the stars. Blesses me in forgiveness for human transgressions. Tidal waves, my muse in unlimited support of Standing Rock. All right. Getting to the list. Next up, please give a hand for Natalia Trevino. Please give a hand. Lift your leg. Hard to get up here.
Thank you all for being here. What a beautiful gathering. You are the beautiful gathering. Our mothers were water. Our fathers were water. And the Great Mother is water. And this is a poem about the Great Mother and how she has appeared to so many cultures all across the world as the creative mother, and here in the form of Maria. Maria, plural of mare, Latin for seas. Mar, me mareas, the ocean sees me. The shadows on the moon were once thought seas. Maria, oceans, lunar seas. As a girl, I floated in el mar on a tube, my mother, great mother, holding it so I would not float away. Salt water stung our eyes, healed our cuts, carried us out on a wave, rushed us back to shore. Same watery solution compound inside all mothers who hold all of us for a time, who rock us in their dark crevices, seal us off from the other side with a thick muscle barrier. If her name, Maria, is an accident of etymology, I am Mariada, dizzy with the shadows of her face, with the moon's half circle floating under her feet. Babies point to the moon, say, Ma, and try to grasp it. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. All right, next up, Syra Dumitru. Give a hand for Syra.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rod. I am grateful to be here. I am humbled to be here. When I was asked to be part of this, I was honored to be asked, but I honestly wasn't sure that I was worthy to be here. So I resolved to make myself ready and worthy to be here. And I'm in the process of making myself worthy to be here, and grateful to be here. This poem comes from a dream. I dream of water often. Water speaks to me often through dreams. The watery way for the water protectors at Standing Rock. Beyond the familiar village, along the edge of the coastal road, across the flat bridge, submerged yet passable on foot, extends the watery way. You walk beside a wordless stranger who came for you as a body of rippling silence, and you strode right out of the lesson you were leading into this summons, willing to reckon. With each step, everywhere you enter becomes water. What was once inland now unfolds a horizon of silver ocean. On the left side of the water-covered bridge glistens a small cove. A single wave uplifts the placid surface. Your swimmer's mind knows you could ride forever the motion of that tide. You walk the watery way so far off the map that no path can lead you back. Everything has changed, and this is only the first day.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. All right. I've known this man for a number of years. Glad that he's here to join us. Please give a hand for the one, the only, Eduardo Garza.
It gives me great pleasure to be here in your presence and in the presence of all creation. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature Well, something happened to my eyes here. I lost it. Okay. Becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes that impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just